Hello and welcome to the daily cricket show, Cricket Happenings, dear friends and subscribers. And I can say that India have finally managed to register the maiden ODI series win against South Africa in South Africa. And it has taken such a long time coming, but finally it did come in the fifth ODI, which was played at St. George in Port Elizabeth, where India won the match by 73 runs. And also another good news for India, Rohit Sharma, who was the bunny rabbit of Kagiso Rabada for 6 times and was really struggling on this tour, finally came up with a very big knock as he made 115 or 126 deliveries, 11 fours and 4 sixes to take the man of the match award. And as far as the so that means India are now are leading they already won the series, so it's 4-1 with one more to go. It also so that is a match which I'm going to look at today, and the fourth match of the Trans-Tasman T20 series. Finally, New Zealand on their home turf, as I said, with the crowd support and having the advantage, a home advantage, won the match against England. It was a close match, and the final analysis, it was New Zealand over the victor. So New Zealand finally got some points on the board in the Trans-Tasman Trophy T20 series, and now it's going to be a very stiff battle as to who goes and plays Australia in the finals of the Trans-Tasman Trophy T20 series. Now, other than that, we have some cricket news where the South African squad for the T20 was collected, and the other day we know Klaasen, how he played with some class, and he has been inducted into the T20 squad. But first, I'm going to start off with the fifth ODI where India registered their maiden ODI series win. Now, St. George in Port Elizabeth, the fifth ODI. The pitch was a bit on the slower side, as I said yesterday, and the problem for India, India batted first. India batting first. The toss was actually won by South Africa, and they decided to induct India into bat first. And India got off to a roaring start, according to me, because they were going at a very good rate. In fact, Shikhar Dhawan was completely dealing only in boundaries in his knock of 34, and he went after Kagiso Rabada in a big manner, which really riled Rabada. He picked up 5 boundaries of Rabada by slapping him through the offside with great consistency, which was riling Rabada. Rohit Sharma, well, he was slowly taking off. He took advantage. He was a bit watchful against Kagiso Rabada earlier on, but he was very severe on Lungi Gidi as he took his short balls and actually really pulled them for lots of boundaries. And Lungi Gidi, even though he was a successful wicket taker, got his career best figures in ODI cricket. I thought Rohit Sharma played a wonderful innings, and so Shikhar Dhawan and Rohit Sharma were off to a very good start finally. And in 8 overs, they had 7.2 overs. The score read 48 for no loss. And then Kagiso Rabada was so animated that he gave a send-off to Shikhar Dhawan, because Shikhar Dhawan was the man who was really hurting Rabada today, because Shikhar Dhawan was only dealing in boundaries. He made 34 strokeful innings of just 23 deliveries, which contained 8 fours. Out of that, 5 fours were hit to the bowling of Kagiso Rabada. Virat Kohli joined Rohit Sharma, and that was the time after the first wicket was gone. Rohit Sharma slowly got into gear. He started getting after Kagiso Rabada when he slammed Rabada over long on for a stupendous 6. And then Virat Kohli was playing in his own manner, but Rohit Sharma's confidence was growing with every stroke, and suddenly one saw the Rohit Sharma which we all know about, really started flowering into his strokes as Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli took the score from 48 to 153 when this happened. When Virat Kohli wanting a single, but Rohit Sharma was unmoved, and it resulted in JP Duminy taking the ball and throwing it at the stumps, and Kohli was caught off ground. He ran out. Virat Kohli was run out for 36 or 54 balls, 2 fours. Now that was the time the problem started for India. And then Ajinkya Rahane came into the mix, and Ajinkya Rahane was another run-out victim. He was a run-out victim of the combination of Morkel and Klaassen, and he was gone for 8. And again, a similar situation where Ajinkya Rahane wanted a run, trying to probably push the ball to mid-on, but there was no response from Rohit Sharma. So Rohit Sharma was still there. That was the good news. But then the score read 176 for 3 in the 32nd over, and definitely it was a good-looking score with still 19 overs to go. India would have definitely thought in excess of 300 at that stage, and with Rohit Sharma firmly entrenched at the crease. But then Rohit Sharma reached his 17th century finally, and once he reached his 17th century, he played some big shots as well, and then finally it was the wicket of Rohit Sharma. Lungi Giri got into the act, and he was the one who forced the Indians on the back foot, I would say, as Rohit Sharma was caught by Klaassen at the bowling of Giri for 115, his 17th ODI century of 126 deliveries, 11 fours and 4 sixes in that knock. But after that, the Indian innings was pear-shaped, I would say, from 236. Once again, we saw the trend that was been happening for India in the previous ODIs as well in this particular series did not leave India. And as I said, Lungi Giri put India on the back foot. Shreyas Iyer contributed a neat 30 of 37 deliveries with 2 fours. Pandya was out for naught, continuing his poor form in the ODI series. Dhoni had to really labour to a score of 13 of 17 balls with the ball not coming out of the bat, and Dhoni really struggled, I thought, today. And that really reduced India. And India, after doing all the good job, were definitely South Africans once again coming back into the match and restricting the Indians to 274 for 7. Bhuvneshwar Kumar was not out on 19 of 20 balls, 2 fours. Kuldeep Yadav was not on 2 of 4 balls, and that was not a score that India would have reckoned with. Rohit Sharma making a century. India would have definitely looked in excess of 300, but unfortunately that didn't happen. But fortunately, I would say India won the match. So Moni Morkel, 10 overs, 2 minutes, none for 44, bowled well. Rabada today got a bit of stick from the Indian batsman, 9 overs, 1 for 58. Lungi Giri, as I said, picked up his career best analysis in ODI cricket. 9 overs, 1 maiden, 51 runs and 4 wickets. Andrew Felikuai, 8 overs, none for 34. Also did a decent job, I thought. Duminy, 4 overs, 1 for 29. And Shamsi today was preferred in place of Imran Tahir, and he got 48 runs taken off his bowling. Now the South Africans were given a target of 275 runs to win. They got a good start finally after a long time. They got a decent start as the score pushed till 50. And that was the time the first wicket fell. It was Jasprit Bumrah getting the wicket of the South African captain and Aiden Markram out for 32 of 32 deliveries, 4 fours and 1 6. But then there were 2 quick wickets that fell. Hashim Amla was looking good. Hashim Amla was trying to play the sheet anchor role for South Africa today. And after Markram's wicket, suddenly there was a bit of a real sort of a pressure on South Africa as Hardik Pandya with his medium pace actually picked up 2 important wickets. First he picked up the wicket of Duminy for 1 of 5 deliveries, and then he picked up the most important wicket of A.B. de Villiers, and he caught by Dhoni behind the stumps for 6. And definitely South Africans were put on the back foot at 65 for 3 in the 13th over. Amla had to really steady the ship. As I said, he had to play the sheet anchor role. David Miller came in. He contributed 36 of 51 balls. Now, once the pace bowlers had done their job, this time the spinners did not fail. Chahal took advantage. Chahal and Kuldeep Yadav was immediately introduced by Kohli, and definitely Chahal did a good job. He picked up David Miller, clean bowling him for 36, and Henry Klaasen once again played a very good innings. Again, an impressive innings, I thought, where he did not come. I wouldn't say, yes, there was a bit of pressure on South Africa, but at the other end, Hashim Amla was looking good, and but then after David Miller was out, Hashim Amla's wicket, very unfortunately I would say, but definitely a very good throw from Hardik Pandya had Hashim Amla caught off the crease, and he was run out for 71 of 92 balls. But this was the one major innings that Amla has played in this ODI series. Klaasen once again impressed with 39 of 42 ball, 2 fours and 2 6 before Kuldeep Yadav tempted him with the delivery. Henry Klaasen left the crease, and Dhoni behind the stumps did the rest. Felukwai today could not do anything. He was clean bowled by Kuldeep Yadav for not of 3 balls. Rabada fell a victim to Kuldeep Yadav for 3. Morkel was LW Chahal for 1. Shamsi was out for naught. Geedy was not out on 4. And the game was all over. The South Africans were bowled off for 201. As I said, first the Pacers and the Seamers did the job, and then once again the haunting of the spinners started with Kuldeep Yadav returning 4 wickets for 57 of his 10. Chahal 9.2 overs, no maiden, 2 for 43. Hardik Pandya did a wonderful job. In fact, he put in 2 important wickets of De Villiers and Duminy to really put a sort of a hole into the South African batting lineup. 9 overs, no maiden, 30 runs and 2 wickets for Hardik Pandya. Bumrah 7 overs, 1 for 22, as usual, doing his job to absolute perfection. Bhuvneshwar Kumar bowled 7 overs for 43, and it was all over. India had registered the maiden ODI series win in South Africa, a thing that had never happened before, and India can be really, really proud of the fact there was a victory cry from the Indian team there. Why not? It has taken such a long time for them to come and beat South Africa in an ODI series, and definitely Rohit Sharma, without a shadow of doubt, was named man of the match. What a match we had here. And now India has room for experimentation in the final ODI. But looking at Virat Kohli's words, he said that he would still prefer to really keep on winning, keep the winning habit. So one does not know what is the experimentation that India is going to do. Well, so now let's get on to the 4th match. Now we turn our attention now to New Zealand, the Trans-Tasman T20 series, where New Zealand, as I said, were playing the Trans-Tasman 20 Trophy T20 series had shifted to New Zealand, and the match was being played at the Cake Tin, as we all call it, because of the shape of the Westpac Stadium in Wellington, and New Zealand and England clashed over there. And New Zealand definitely under pressure. The Kane Williamson, the captain, definitely under pressure, but he was the man who really got the New Zealand innings going with some great momentum, and probably he was, after what Simon Dool had made a statement, I thought Kane Williamson had made it a point to really take on the England bowlers, and that's what he precisely did, as he went on to slam 72 of 46 deliveries, which included 4 fours and 4 sixes. Martin Guptill played a wonderful hand at the top of the order with 65. He bludgeoned 65 of 40 deliveries, 6 fours and 3 sixes. Colin Munro was a victim of the bowling of Mark Wood for 11 of 13 deliveries with 2 fours. And then Grant Holmes was sent packing by Adil Rashid's spin as he fell for a duck. It was all interesting to see Chapman, the man who played for Hong Kong for quite a long time and now playing first time against New Zealand, making his debut for New Zealand here. He did a wonderful job. He showed the raw power that he has in his veins as he went and hit 2 sixes. In fact, the T20 debut for Chapman is already over, as he did it for Hong Kong, but he was playing his first match for New Zealand, and he played a very good hand, I would say, of 20 runs of 13 deliveries with 2 sixes, 2 mighty sixes being hit by Chapman. And then Seaford, the wicketkeeper batsman, also showed his prowess of big hitting as he finished off the game. He got the New Zealand innings to 196 for 5, clubbing an unbeaten 14 of just 6 deliveries, which included 2 sixes of the bowling of Mark Wood. And Taylor was not on one, and New Zealand definitely putting an imposing score of 196 for 5 of their 20 overs. Willie, 4 overs, none for 36. Definitely got a bit of tap. Mark Wood was really targeted, I would say. 4 overs, 2 for 51 was very costly. Jordan 1 for 34. Plunkett none for 33. And Adil Rashid did his job, 4 overs, 2 for 36. Now England innings, the target was 197 runs to win from the 20 overs. And let's see what happened with the Englishmen. Well, they started off, but Jason Roy was an early victim. Saudi actually nipping his wicket by getting him caught, bowled Saudi for 8 of as many balls, 2 fours. But then after that, Alex Hales and David Mallon combined in an entertaining partnership. From 14 for 1 when Jason Roy departed, suddenly the runs started coming in a real cascade, I would say, as 65 runs were added by the pair of Alex Hales and David Mallon, who were really giving the New Zealand bowlers something to think about with the way they were playing with lots of aggression. And one saw 65 runs taken, so that essentially means they were in a punitive mode. In 35 balls, they had plundered a partnership of 65, which is good to see. The contribution, Alex Hales making 47 of 24 deliveries with 6 fours and 3 sixes. David Mallon's contribution was 59 of just 40 deliveries, 6 fours and 2 sixes. So David Mallon definitely showing that he belongs to the limited overs category, the way he has played, the way he has hit the ball. Vince hit one very convincing 6 of the bowling of Colin Munro when he actually took him on the up and put him through the over the cover region for a magnificent 6. So 10 of 7 balls, 1 6. But then the pressure started building. But when they lost, it was and also Alex Hales was looking good. And then a short ball from Sodhi tempted him to go for the pull shot, and the pull shot beautifully rested in the hands of Graham Home at the fence. Josh Butler, the captain who was leading the side, was gone. Now that was a big wicket for them. Caught Saudi ball Sodhi too, but still there was hope with this England batting lineup, batting till number 10, as you all know. But today it was not to be. Billings was out to the bowling of Santer. Santer bowled an impeccable line and length, I thought, under the circumstances. Willie tried his bit to biff a few by making 21 of 10 deliveries with 2 sixes. Was run out by Seaford, and then bowled, cleaned up the wickets of Jordan and Plunkett respectively for 6 and 0. And then finally it was New Zealand who were the victors. England falling 12 runs short of the target. Rashid was not out on 8 of 6 balls with 1 4. Mark Wood not out on 5 of 3 balls with 1 4. Thus New Zealand for the first time in the Trans-Tasman Trophy getting on the points board. And well done New Zealand. Bowled 4 overs, 2 for 46. Santner, I said 2 for 29, did a good job. Tim Saudi 1 for 30 of 4, also did a very good job. East Sodhi was a bit costly, but he picked up 2 important wickets for 49 runs. Munro 2 overs 11. Colin D. Granholm bowled 2 overs, none for 15. And Kane Williamson, the captain of the New Zealand team, was named man of the match, and rightly so. New Zealand taking 2 points in the Trans-Tasman Trophy T20 series, and well done New Zealand. Finally, they got off the blocks in the Trans-Tasman T20 Trophy series. Now, very sneak peek, I would say, because of lack of time. As far as the cricket news is concerned, let's skip the news in South Africa itself. And as far as the South African cricket news is concerned, the T20 series team was announced by South Africa. Henrich Klaasen was an automatic choice, according to me, after his exploits in the ODI series. He also played a good hand in this match, even though South Africa did not win it. But so Henrich Klaasen has got his opportunity. He will be a part of the T20, and I think he would be a sort of a dangerous bloke, according to me, in the T20 scheme of things, with the way he likes to really go after the bowling. Junior Dalla is the pace bowler who is getting an opportunity here, and Christian Jonker, the batsman from the Warriors, is also supposed to be a very good batsman as well. So I think all in all, it's going to be very, very interesting. So this was the T20 squad that was named to take on India. And as I said, these are the new faces. Not new faces. Klaasen is already there, and they have Dumini will be captaining the team. Farhan, all the other players have been rested. Farhan Bahardin, Junior Dala, A.B. de Villiers, Riza Hendricks. They have Christian Jonker, Hendrich Klaasen, David Miller, Chris Morris, Dane Peterson, Aaron Fingiso, Andil Felikwai, Tabrai Shamsi, and John Smuts, who's also a very good batsman as a hard hitter of the ball as well. So this is the basically the combination as far as South Africa are concerned. Now let me see whether there is anything else. I don't think there is anything else to relate. Yes, one thing that I would like to say before I leave this Cricket Happening show is that the Zimbabwe-Afghanistan ODI series ended with Rashid Khan, the young leggy, claiming 5 wickets, and now it's Afghanistan leading the ODI series 2-1. Well, dear fans and subscribers, a pleasure always to bring this cricket show to you, and thanks for your company as well. This is your host Ram, bidding you all a very good night.